Good. How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Good.
So you had a big scrimmage on Saturday.
Yeah.
First scrimmage with the guys here. What did you learn from that day?
I liked the physicality. I liked what we were doing along the line of scrimmage and at the second level, but I liked the physicality of it, and I thought we did a good job there. And then there were guys that made some plays, but we gave up too many explosive plays, and explosive plays get you beat. So we got to leverage the ball and keep the ball in the park, and we got to tackle when we got tackling opportunities. So a lot of work to be done, but they're moving in the right direction.
How did you end up, Coach? How did you end up looking at the run defense? That's obviously been a point of emphasis for you guys. Gus talked about you guys had a pretty good, solid performance on the run defense. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought Saturday we did. I didn't think we did today. I was disappointed today. I was disappointed in our physicality today. But yeah, Saturday I measure it by yards per carry. That's how I've always measured it, and because again, you've got to be able to stop the run, because if a team can run the football on you, you're going to lose, and your football team's going to be demoralized. So again, just to continue to preach the physicality and people doing their job, not trying to do too much, and that may sound crazy, but just be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there, and count on the guy next to you to be where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. The discipline of doing it right all the time, not just some of the time.
At this point in camp, what are you still looking to learn about your defense?
A lot. I mean, there's so much, who can do it on day in, day out, who can be consistent with it, who's buying into the incremental improvement, the daily incremental improvement, and see guys develop, see guys get better as the practices go, because that's what should happen. There wasn't a lot of new installation there for a while, and today there was. And like I said, I was disappointed in our physicality, and we've got to be able to take that and move forward with it and execute it, and do it at a high level, and do it when you're running into people, and adjust. So, yeah.
Coach, linebackers, obviously your position. I know there's some transfers that are there. How's that position looking? Who's emerging? Have you been maybe pleased with anyone at that spot?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of battles going on right there. It's good competition, and competition's healthy for everybody. You've got the will position. You've got Deshaun Pace and X-Ray Alexander and Andrew Harris. And, there's some other guys there. And then Mike, you've got Ethan Barr, Josiah Pierre. You've got Cam Vining. You've got Cam Moore. You've got Trey Ford. So you got a lot of things going on. Then you got the Sam position. You got Tennyson. You got Bullard competing, and it's like I said, I'm waiting for somebody to separate themselves, and so far there hasn't been as much of that as maybe you would like, and sometimes that can be a good thing, and sometimes that's a bad thing. So we're just going to keep working and figure it out.
Coach, along those lines with linebackers, when you've got a lot of new faces, how crucial is building chemistry in that unit?
Chemistry across the board is crucial. It's crucial in the room, the chemistry piece of it. But again, I know this about the game of football and about life, that right, if you're a guy that busts his tail every day and works hard, you're going to earn the respect of the guy next to you. And when a guy respects you, he can fight for you. So still in the process of guys establishing themselves and figuring out the rotations and the roles everybody's going to play, but that won't play itself out before the end of spring. So again, just looking for the daily incremental improvement.
Last time out, you talked about the importance of player-led teams.
Yes.
How do you go about developing leaders?
You coach them. You coach them on that. You coach every single detail of everything you want. You leave nothing unturned. You take nothing for granted, and you coach them. But then at the same time, you give them opportunities to do that. You get out of the way sometimes when you think it's warranted, and give guys opportunities to do that. But guys have to earn that as well.
We talked to Ethan Barr in here the other day. Obviously, he's an experienced guy, multi-year starter at Vanderbilt. You coached him early in his career. What is he specifically about, Ethan? What has he been providing to your defense this spring?
He's got a very high football IQ. He processes things quickly. He communicates well with getting other people lined up, and there's so much value in that. I had a guy at Auburn, Josh Bynes, that man, he was a good player, but he had another quality. The year we won the national championship, just as far as getting everybody else lined up and getting everybody on the same page, so you play as one unit. And he played a long time, 10 or 11 years, and now he's coaching in the National Football League. So, but yeah, guys that can do that add value again. So you want to be more than just one guy, and it has been more than just one guy. But you know, you want to become where that's part of the culture.
Coach, I think Gus said on Saturday that it's 2 or 3 sacks in the game in the scrimmage. How does that offense or that defensive line look for you guys getting pressure, and how crucial is that getting pressure to the quarterback?
At times they've gotten really good pressure, and at times they haven't. You know, so it's just something that's a work in progress as we go. You know, and so that part of it's good. Sometimes, you know, you're facing. You know, it's based on protection. Sometimes they got 7 blocking 4. Well, if that's the case, you know, that means 3 guys are double teamed and 1 guy's got a one-on-one, and that guy's got to win. And, you know, if there's 6-man protection, that's a different deal. So there's so many variables that go into pass rush, you know, but you want to be able to generate a 4-man pass rush, because when you do that, when you can do that, obviously it helps the coverage element of it, because the more people you add to the rush, the more voids there are in your coverage perspective.
Earlier you mentioned physicality lacking. What more did you want to see?
More physicality. Just that's as simple as it is. I want to see people fit and run into people, get off blocks, stud people up, stop their progress, take the right pursuit angles, and yeah. So.
Have you had an opportunity, the helmet communication into that rule was just enacted? Have you had time to experiment with that this spring, and what do you think that's going to be like from the defensive side?
Yeah, we have experimented with it, and yeah, we're still experimenting. so we'll see. You know, there's all kinds of. Some of it depends on what the offense does. You know, whether it makes sense to, and you know, all the other things. When it gets cut off at a certain point. So yeah, it's something we're working through, and you know, hopefully it's good for college football. But you know, you look at all the NFL rules; they spend a lot of money and research on the rules and research and development, and so you know, to do what they do is probably a pretty smart thing.
Coach, what are your expectations for the defense, especially for the rest of this springtime?
To get better every day, to get more physical every day, and to get better every day, and then launch into the summer where we got a group of guys that know what to do. So we're launching where we launched from in June is different than if we're right here. So we want to launch from as high a point as we possibly can. So again, just focusing on getting better every day. And you cannot get better at everything every day, but you know, that's why you give guys like one thing. Here's what I want you to get better at today. So when you walk off the field, you've made you've made progress. You feel like you've gotten better, and that helps with hope. That helps with confidence, and you know, confidence breeds confidence in other players. So, but yeah, as far as that's what we want to do. Just get better every day, man.
Coach, where are you on guys playing their so-called natural position, and how difficult is it to coach a guy to play a different position that can help you?
Natural positions. I think that you want to, you know, what we do is evaluate, you know, who guys are and what their skill sets are. What can they do and what can't they do? And then I think what good coaches do, because we don't stick a square peg into a round hole, is we ask guys, for the most part, put guys in position to do what they can do. So we're still figuring that out. I'm still figuring that out. So that's again that's an ongoing research project, I guess you could call it, that we're going to keep working on.
You guys all set? Perfect. Good stuff, Coach.
All right, you got one more. Let that man go.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I know a big talking point of the defense has been stopping the run defense. What are other things that you want this defense to be known as?
Aggressive, okay, efficient, and strain. Efficiency in the execution, physicality, and championship strain. And let me tell you, there's a difference between strain and effort. Effort means I'm trying hard. Strain means I'm getting that last little ounce of air out of my gut. There's a difference between strain and just trying hard. Like.
Good stuff.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Coach.
Thank you.
All right, wide receiver.